Danny Wiley,
Present.
Charlie Ramirez,
Present.
Jonathan Laraga, Romeo Robles,
Present.
Rafael Munguia, Luis Madrigal,
Present.
Andy Castro.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Okay, we have a motion for the absentees.
I'll make a motion to excuse the absentee.
Second that.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. Next item is a new item, a public testimony. Anybody signed up for that?
No one has signed up, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Next item is approval of the minutes, review the minutes for approval.
Chairman, I move to approve the minutes.
Second that.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. Okay, next item is public hearing. Anybody? There she is.
Good evening, gentlemen. Della Robles with the Planner 1 for the City of Pharr. Tonight, we have 2 items for your recommendation. The first item, Angela Perez Oliva has filed with the Planning and Zoning Commission a request for a conditional use permit to allow a home occupation daycare center in a single-family residential district R1. The property is legally described as being lots 12 and 13, Ford's subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property's physical address is 410 West Sam Houston Avenue. The property is currently zoned single-family residential district R1. The surrounding area is zoned single-family residential district R1 to the north, east, and west, and office professional district and agriculture and/or open space district to the south. This area is generally designated for commercial use in the land use plan. The Fire Department and Planning Division recommend approval. The Code Compliance Division and Health Division are pending re-inspection of the property. 22 surrounding property owners were notified of the request by letter, and a legal notice was published in the Advanced News Journal. Staff received 1 phone call for information only. Development Services is recommending approval of the request for a conditional use permit to allow a home occupation daycare center in a single-family residential district subject to the following conditions as set in your packet before you. And gentlemen, we do have representation in the audience.
Okay, would the applicant like to take some comments now?
You don't have to.
No? Okay. This item requires a public hearing. Anybody signed up to speak on it?
No one in the affected area, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we close the public hearing. Open the item up for discussion. Board discussion. Questions? None? Okay, we close the board discussion. Open up the floor for any motions.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve CUP 190855.
I'll second.
Second, George Ramirez. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries.
The second item, Cesar Alejandro Villarreal, owner, has filed with the Planning and Zoning Commission a request for a change of zone from Neighborhood Commercial District NC to Single-Family Residential District R1 in order to construct a single-family residential home on said lot. The subject site is located on the southwest corner of West Dicker Road and South Naranja Lane and has a physical address of 7408 South Naranja Lane. The property consists of 1 tract of land legally described as being Lot 1, Los Ranchitos 2, subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property fronts South Naranja Lane, a 50 to 60-foot local street that runs north and south with a posted speed limit of 20 to 30 miles per hour as identified in the City of Pharr's thoroughfare plan. The property is currently zoned Neighborhood Commercial District NC. On March the 15th, 1988, the property and the surrounding properties to the south, east, and west were zoned to Single-Family Residential District R1. The subject property was later rezoned from Single-Family Residential District R1 to Neighborhood Commercial District NC on November the 15th, 2005. The property to the north is currently zoned Agriculture and/or Open Space District AO. There have been no other zoning requests within the general vicinity of the subject property since that time. The property is generally designated for single-family use in the land use plan. The single-family district is intended to be composed of single-family dwellings together with public, denominational, and private schools, churches, and public parks essential basic neighborhood units. Areas that are zoned for this use shall have water, wastewater, drainage, and access to paved streets based on single-family usage. It is intended for areas that are properly buffered from non-residential uses and protected from pollution and/or environmental hazards, or from high volumes of non-single-family traffic. 20 letters were mailed out to the surrounding property owners, and a legal notice was published in the Advance News Journal. Staff received no response to the letters or to the legal notice. Development Services is recommending approval of the request to rezone to single-family residential district R1 as the property meet area requirements, has adequate ingress and egress, and is in line with the land use plan. If approved, the owner must comply with all city ordinances and city department requirements. This item will go before the City Commission meeting of October the 7th, 2019 at 4 p.m. And gentlemen, we do have representation in the audience.
Okay, thank you. Does the applicant like to make a comment at this time?
Si gusta hablar. Puede hablar en español. No necesitas decir nada. Si gusta, puede hablar. ¿Está bien? Okay.
No? Okay. This item requires a public hearing. Anybody signed up for it?
No one in the affected area, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll close the public hearing. Open up the item for board discussion.
Pretty clear.
No discussion? Okay, we'll close the board discussion. Open up for any motions.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve changes zone 190856.
Second.
Second, Sergeant Ramirez? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Next item is just in time for adjournment. Plats, no plats. Next item is announcements and other business.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. For the record, Roland Gomez, Assistant Director for Development Services. In regards to CEPIs, on July 8th, 2019, the Planning and Zoning Commission requested for the business to be reevaluated after a period of 90 days. The business has not yet the business has not opened for business. They recently applied for a certificate of occupancy, and they are currently going through the inspection process. Staff is advising Planning and Zoning Commission we will proceed with the 90 days from the time they receive their certificate of occupancy and open for business. No recommendation and no action is needed at this time.
Okay.
Thanks, Ron.
Okay, thank you. Next item is just one left, adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Second?
Second.
Second. Okay, all those in
Everybody
favor
wants
say
to
aye.
second that.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
That was
Just in
fast.
time.
All right.